great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. Today is Monday, February 3rd, and this is episode 754. Had something happen this morning that didn't happen before, and that is I couldn't get in the waiting room. The waiting room was full for me. I wouldn't have thought that StreamYard would allow that, but luckily Hino was in the room to kick some people out. Sorry to anybody that got kicked out so that I could get in, but here I am. How's everybody doing? I'll be here for the next hour to try to answer as many immigration law related questions as I can. Remember, new administration, new procedures. We're not on camera. We're not using our last names. We're talking in hypotheticals. We're talking about our imaginary friend named Pedro, our imaginary friend named Elmira. We're not talking about ourselves. We're talking about situations. And that brings up the point that this is not a substitute for good legal advice or for meeting with an attorney and finding out the particulars of your case. It is not possible for me on a show like this. I'm sometimes shocked by people who call into the show and say, I've been in the United States for 20 years without status and I'm getting ready to file on my own. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. I get that and I'm happy to do that. But let's not kid ourselves. That is not the same thing as talking to an attorney and hiring them to represent you. Those are two very, very different things. I do this as a service. I do this because I think it's interesting. I do this because I think we can help people. I do this because we get some cases out of it every now and then. But at the end of the day, you guys need to be very careful with what you're doing, especially with the new administration. I'm going to go ahead and say hi. Hello, Katie. And Saring is here. Edisumbo is here. Traylene is here. Kwaku checking in from Kentucky, the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. Lindy's here. Nurse Laura, hello, hello. I thought it might be a little too early for you, Laura. I guess it's 9 o'clock. That's not too early. I'm very close, J. Cruz. I'm in Minneapolis for the day. I'll be here today and going back home tomorrow morning. Marvelous Monday from St. Kitts. I bet it's not snowing in St. Kitts, Joanna. It is snowing here. Roy is here for class. Thank you, Roy. Nikki says, why worry when you can pray? Have a great week, everyone, despite the ongoing challenges. I agree that we all should pray. And I've been praying a lot this week, mostly because my friend's daughter-in-law died. They had her funeral yesterday in Washington, D.C., and it was something else. Or I don't think it was in D.C., but it was something else. Very, very sad situation. Dammy is here. I have Galveston, Texas in the house. Hello, Galveston. Christy says, we stand with immigrants. I like it. Ona is here. Hello, Ona. How are you? One love. Big ups to all the Yardies. One love for sure. Good morning, Natalie. Yes, Dammy, thank you. Glenn is here. Yeah, the hair's falling out is what that's doing, Nikki. The hair's falling out. H&M is here. Jerry says the audio is not clear. Can you guys hear me? I don't know. I'm in this sort of soundproof room at Lifetime, so we'll see. Got Jeanette here, Golo Vision. Oscar says, I sent an email to your office but never got a response. Hina, can you ask somebody to check on that for me? Ashman is here. Z is here. Haruna is watching in Dubai. Is that amazing or what, that we can talk to someone in Dubai? Yeah, Natalie saw my friend's son. He's been on NBC Nightly News and BBC talking about the sadness. Uh-oh. The garbage truck woke up Nurse Laura. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Nurse Laura is one of my favorite Canadians, and I got to tell you, her post yesterday sort of was tough. I feel bad for Canadians. I feel bad. I mean, Trump's such a fucking moron. Jesus. All right, let's get started. I'm going to go to Ray. Hello, Ray.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. So I'm just checking in for a friend
Great.
about they came in with a K1 visa, started off the process pretty well. and then got into a stopover where they got a denial for their 485,
Because
the tax return for 2023. They
they're,
they sent in a W-2 instead of a tax return transcript.
yep.
Yeah, so that was the reason for denial.
Mhm.
So just followed up with other like legal immigration lawyers, and they said it is okay for them to file a new one because it was without prejudice.
Sure.
So my question would be, is it okay to work within the 18-day period if they file within the 18-day period again for the 485 because they already got a work permit?
I have a different question.
Okay.
How long was the 485 on file?
Um, let's see. They came in March, and the denial notice came in January. They came in March 2024. Denial notice came in January of 2025.
So just recently.
Yes.
Okay. So I understand why most. Okay. So here's my next question.
Okay.
Did they send a request for evidence for the 2023 taxes?
Yes, that's where the confusion came in. Instead of them sending in a tax transcript receipt, they sent in a W-2. So that's the reason that the denial notice came in saying that was the reason why it was denied because they didn't send in a transcript. They sent in a W-2.
Do they now have a tax transcript?
Yes, they do. So, and then my other question would be, what would be the recent tax return considering it's 2025? Do we do 2024 because we
Only,
haven't come in?
only if they have it done. Only if their taxes are finished.
Okay, so they can go ahead if they filed a 2024 their returns, they can do that as the most recent one.
Yes, but I still have one more question.
Okay.
Before USCIS denied their 485,
Mm-hmm.
did USCIS send them a notice of intent to deny?
No.
Where does your friend live?
Dallas, Texas.
So here's what I would do if I were your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I would sue USCIS for not following their own rules
Okay.
because the rules say
Mm-hmm.
that if USCIS wants to deny an I-485,
Okay.
they're supposed to send a notice of intent to deny to the applicant. And
Okay.
when they don't, that's a violation of the rules. So what I would do is I would sue them in federal court down in Texas. This is
Okay.
something we do a lot of. We like the U.S. attorney in Dallas a lot. And we say, look, you guys didn't follow the rules. You should reopen this case, issue a notice of intent to deny, allow them to provide the proper tax forms for 2023 and or 2024. And
Okay.
then usually what happens is they just go ahead and finish the case.
Okay. So,
That's what I would do because then
mhm,
they get put back in their status. It's going to be a lot faster. I mean, if they start on a green card case now,
mhm,
they're gonna spend all those fees and it's probably going to take a year and a half.
okay.
So my by suing them, it's a lot faster.
Okay, so how can my friend like contact you guys to get
Mhm.
any more help, and are there any fees towards that?
Yeah, so the filing fee is $405 and our fee is $5,500. So 5,500 for us
Okay.
and 405 for the court.
Okay.
And it probably takes about 2 months. And as far as getting a hold of us, the contact information is on the bottom of the screen, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Okay. So they had already like started off the process of refiling because of the other people, other lawyers they had spoken to
Mhm.
because the
Is it actually on file?
no, they had already started the process. So the hold down was the tax issue to have the newest tax return,
Hmm.
and then the other thing would be they were waiting for a medical receipt to come in.
Hmm.
So and they're not well off, I would say,
Sure.
because their finances are not well off.
I get it.
Yeah.
So whatever they want to do, that's fine. Thanks, Ray. Thanks for the call.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye. Yeah. So filing a lawsuit should resolve it in about 2 months versus 14 months, 16 months, and you're in that no man's land. And like I said, usually when we see them and they've made a mistake like not sending annoyed, then they usually reverse themselves pretty quickly and things get sorted out, especially when you're talking about a nice U.S. attorney like the U.S. attorney that we like in Dallas. Ocean is here. Hello, Ocean.
Hello, Jim. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for all your support that you provide for everyone. I really do appreciate. Okay, I need your advice on the best solution for my situation. So
Okay.
I'm currently on H-2B visa pending I-30 with priority date for October 2021. So the situation is this: my father is actually 72, and he's been struggling with knee pain. He can't move, can't really do anything because hypertension and the rest of them, so he can't take care of himself. And he lives alone. Although my brother is a citizen, he's rarely in the country because of work and all that. So to care for my dad, I've been in and out of the country for the past 1 year, which my visa. And recently, I did apply for admission here just to be able to, take care of my dad. So, given that visa extension and humanitarian ground, it's very short, about 6 months. I was thinking, from your perspective, what do you advise as the best course of action as to not be out of status and also, to be able to pursue the process while waiting for the pending I-30?
Okay. So who applied for you?
My dad.
Your dad applied for you, and he's a U.S. citizen,
Yes, sir.
and you're over 21.
Absolutely, yes.
And what country are you from? What passports do you have?
I have a Nigerian passport, but I'm a permanent resident in South Africa.
Okay. And so when did the I-130 get filed?
It was filed October 8th, 2001.
October 8th, 2001?
Sorry, 2021. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
okay.
2021,
I,
October
I knew
8th. So
I
sorry.
knew I knew they were slow, but not that slow. So you know about
Mm.
the visa bulletin, and you know about the backlog and all that, right?
Yeah, yeah, I've been watching your channels. Pretty much, I've watched a lot of your information you've given. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And so let's say in the last 2 years, how many times per year have you entered the United States?
Just I've actually becoming in 1 year. I've been 3 times. This is my fourth visit.
3 times in the last 2 years?
1 year.
3 times last year. You came in 3 times.
Yes, 3 times last year.
Um, I think pretty soon they're going to stop letting you in. You've demonstrated immigrant intent. You've told them that you want to live here permanently in the United States. You have about a 8 year wait. And in my humble opinion, visit visas should only be used maybe once or twice a year, not four.
No, 3 times.
Well, three. I'm telling you that you're going to come through customs one time soon, and they're going to say, "Lady, okay." And in that year when you entered 3 times, how much total time have you spent in the United States?
Yeah, the first time was 2 weeks, and the second time was 2 months and 3 months. I think just 3 months actually. So the
Okay.
first time was 2 months, and I came 3 months. That's it.
Okay. So what's the question for me?
The question is, I've applied for an admission here, and I just want to get your advice on what I should do
What does that mean? I applied
next.
for an admission here. What do you mean?
I applied to go to school here in
Oh,
order to maybe change the status. Of course, knowing all the things happening right now, with, of course, like what you just said, possibility of people coming back, and the situation of my father. What I should do next, the legal way to go about this whole thing, so I don't mess things up.
so uh, how far have you already gone in school?
Just admission. I haven't requested for
No,
the I
no,
work toward.
no. That's not what I mean. Overseas, overseas in your life, putting
Oh
aside
yes.
immigration, how much education do you have
Okay, I have an MBA here from one of the university here. I have a master's degree already, and of course, I have
in
my
the United States?
bachelor. Yes, sir. I have with
Okay. So what school are you applying for? Oh, you don't tell me the name of the school. What is it that you're proposing to do on a new F1 visa?
I'm proposing to do business analytics as its oldest term. So honestly, I really want to actually focus on tech now because my major was in management and business, MBA, of course, administration. So now with the advent of technology and all that, I want to focus into cybersecurity and business analytics, which is what I'm going for.
Okay. When did you get your master's degree in the United States?
2022.
Okay. So in other words, this B1 you've been entering on was after you were on an F1 and after you were on OPT.
It was online, so I wasn't here. I was doing it online from
Ah,
home.
okay. Okay. Um, and are you asking me, Jim, I'm here and I entered on a visit visa and I'm going to try to, I've applied for admission to a university for business analytics, and my plan is to file an I-539 change of status from B1, B2 to F1 here inside the United States. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Very risky. Very, very risky. No, I'll tell you why. Number one, um, you have a long history here in the United States and you've demonstrated immigrant intent. So most likely USCIS is, and they know your dad is here. Most likely USCIS is going to deny your I-539. And then if you stay inside the United States while that's pending, then you won't have overstayed, but you sort of will have overstayed. In other words, it'll be a black mark against your immigration record. And the third reason why it's a bad idea is because I was talking to a friend the other day, and people trying to change status inside the United States is something that they're really going to try to crack down on. So I don't think this plan is going to work. And I think you're gonna mess up your immigration history by trying it, because they're gonna think you're just getting, does your business analytics program happen to be in the same city in which your father lives?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude. So they there's an old Beastie Boys song, She's Crafty, which I really like. She's crafty. She's just my style, but they're crafty too. And I'm not saying you're being crafty. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I'm not saying that. I just like that song. But what I'm saying is this is all going to, I would imagine that the chances of success for this, even if a school gives you an I-20, is about for you to change status in the United States, you're not going to find out for 14 months. 14 months, right? And so then you're going to have this black mark on your record, and you're not going to be able to enter at all until your dad's green card case is finished, which is about 7 more years.
So what would you advise, Jim? Thank you for your time. What would
Yeah,
you
sure.
advise me?
I would leave on time and I'd come to visit my dad once a year, and I'd tell my brother to get off his ass and take care of my dad.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Thank you for your
Good
time.
luck, Ocean. Sorry for the bad news.
Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Munir is here. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Always good to see Munir here. And somebody was thanking me up here. I liked it. Here it is. Crystal said, Jim, what you're doing is amazing. I only started listening last week due to feeling scared and lost, but I appreciate you doing this. I was talking to the team this week, and I understand that there's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of people freaking out. A lot of people freaking out. And I get that. And of course, I say all of this as a white male who was born in St. Louis, Missouri, and has had every privilege known to man. I get all that, right? So take my advice from it as you will, but we have 2 weeks done of Trump, and we have about 400 and no 208 left, 208 weeks left, and we have to keep our wits about us. We have to stay calm. We have to try to sift through what's real, what's fake, what's actually happening, what he can do, what he can't do. We have to remember the serenity prayer. Um, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Donald Trump will not be in office beyond 4 years. I can tell you that now. Part of the fear is that they want you to think that he's all powerful, like the Wizard of Oz, right? They want you to think that he's doing all, but he hasn't done shit. He signed the Laken Riley Act, and he issued a bunch of executive orders, most of which are illegal. That's what he's done so far. He does not know how to govern. He does not know how to build consensus. He does not know how to get things through Congress. All these executive orders is him trying to push the executive branch power as far as it can, but we still have checks and balances. Congress isn't doing anything. I agree with that. And I know that there's people right now who are being affected by what's happening. All that being said, we have to stay calm. We have to stay calm. And I was talking to the team. We have to give out accurate information. We don't want to be increasing people's fear. We don't want to be making things worse. We need to keep our eyes on the prize. We need to take motivation from problems in our country in the past. We need to be smart and calm. And again, like I said, I know it's easy for me to say. G, if you turn off your camera, I will pull you up next. Here comes G. Hello, G.
Hi, Mr. Jim. Thank you very much.
Of course.
So I have two questions. I'm an F1 student currently, and I married an American man last year, September. However, my work authorization has been approved, but I'm in financial crisis at the moment. I wanted to ask for your honest advice. I'm thinking of stopping the school to find a job and do when my card finally comes in. But then I'm going to lose my status. I'll be out of status. So I wanted to find out from you what you think is going to cost whilst I'm doing this change of status. I
When
also,
did you?
sorry,
When,
please. I also worked on my student visa.
so you've already violated the terms of your visa.
Yes.
When did you enter the United States?
2023 August.
So how many semesters have you actually gone to school?
I've done 3 semesters.
If we had to, if we had to prove that there was a change in your financial circumstances, what evidence would we have of that?
I don't understand.
Sure. So eventually, in my mind, with Trump requiring everyone to have an interview, there's going to come a time where you and your spouse are sitting across from an immigration officer, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you're sitting across from an immigration officer, they're going to ask you questions like, have you ever worked without authorization? And you're going to say yes. And they're going to say, have you ever violated the terms of your non-immigrant visa? And you're going to say yes. And then they're going to say, um, did you ever stop going to school? And you're going to say yes. And they're going to say, why did you stop going to school? And what you told me at the beginning of the call, I think, was that there had been some change in your finances such that you couldn't afford to keep going to school. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm asking you is, if the officer asks you that and then says, gee, what proof do you have that there was a change in your financial circumstances? What would you say? Like, did your parents get sick? Did your benefactor move to Russia? You know, what's the reason why your finances are different now than they were a year and a half ago when you came?
So the current sponsor I'm using in America currently is I made him as a community leader. So I was thinking I would say maybe the community leader stopped paying my fees.
Well, no, no, no. When you went to the embassy and got your student visa, you told them that you had the ability to finance your entire education, right?
Yes.
And that was that was going to be for a 4-year program, right?
Yes.
So what I'm asking you is, what is different now than when you were sitting when you're sitting across the visa officer? Now you're sitting across from the green card officer. What has changed?
Okay, so my sponsor has died.
Is that true?
No.
Well, that's a fucking lie. You're gonna lie? I'm not asking you to pick the best lie. I'm asking you what the truth is.
Nothing has changed actually. That was the same situation.
Then why are you going to stop going to school?
Because Mr. Jim, I've been like working and schooling has been so tough. So I was thinking to maximize the money, I'll just cut off the school so that I get enough money for myself.
Yeah, now that I understand, and now you're being closer to honest, right? Now, that's
Yes.
what I want. I want you to be closer to honest. I don't want you making things up, right?
Yes.
That's why I just did that exercise with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what you need to understand. This all fits together, right? This all fits together because um, if you violated the terms of your student visa, and if you worked without permission, and if you stop going to school and you marry a US citizen, then they think that the marriage is, they're less confident that the marriage is real. And they think that you're trying to get out of the promises that you made to support yourself, your ability to keep going to school, and that this is sort of a new turn. Does that make sense?
Yes, please.
So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried. I mean, one, I'm worried about how quick you were to make up a story when that wasn't what I was asking you, but that's okay. That's okay. Um, okay. Okay. Here's a question that would be probably, I want you to be honest with me when I ask you this question. Okay.
Okay.
How soon after you started on your student visa did you start working without permission?
11 months.
11 months?
Yes.
So
Almost 11.
for the first year you were able to support yourself.
Yes.
So so okay, now I want to get to the real answer to what I'm saying. Is it that you ran out of money, America's more expensive than you thought, or is it that you don't like school?
Oh, it's more expensive. I didn't know I was going to go through hardship.
Tell me. That's what I want to know. That's what this is what we have to get to.
Yes, because I sponsored myself to come to America. I thought like back home in Ghana, I thought America was like heaven. So I didn't know.
And that money dropped out of the trees.
Exactly. That was how I pictured the whole thing. Then I came here and then I had to, somebody found a job for me. I did it. And then finally situation became so tough, paying school fees by myself, sleeping in somebody's living room. And oh, thanks be to God, I met this white man and he was like, you know, I'm going to marry you. And now I'm staying in his house. He paid my last semester fees. So immediately he put in my application. I thought, oh, since I'm married to an American, when my work permit comes, I can stop school and now help him. Then we support each other in life. So I thought, oh,
But do you love each other, sweetheart?
I love him so much with my whole heart. I've not had any good relationship growing up, and I'm 30 years. Thanks be to God, I met this white man. I love him.
White men for the win, just saying. I'm teasing. Thank you for being honest with me. Thank you for being honest with me. Do you see the difference between what we just did there? Do you see how important that is?
Yes.
We got to get to the honest truth, and the honest truth will set you free. You have done, I mean, working without permission is forgiven if you're honest about it, right? And but if you went in there and you made up some story about how your finances, I mean, t- if I'm an immigration officer, I'd much rather hear you say, Jim, I thought I was, or Mr. Jim, I thought I was coming to America. I thought that this was going to be heaven and that money fell out of the trees. I didn't think it was going to be um, nearly as expensive as it ended up being. It was much harder than I thought. I ended up running out of money. I was sleeping on people's floors, right?
Yeah.
And so luckily I met this guy. I mean, you'd probably want to work on it a little bit, explain it all. We don't want to make it like the white savior and the guy that has all the money. That could come out a little bit differently, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So I think that you guys need to work on keeping it all straight. But um, I would say that this is going to be an issue. Um, Probably not a huge issue. They're used to people working without permission, but the one thing you can't do is lie, because everything you told me is forgiven.
Okay.
Everything you told me is forgiven, but if you lie about it, then you can get denied for the lie, not for what you actually did.
Okay. Okay.
That makes
So,
sense?
yes, it does. So I can, um, with
Yeah.
Trump administration, I can quit the school and still get my green card.
I mean, here's what I'll say, G. Well, a couple things. Number one, if I have a person who always has the chance to maintain status while their green card case is pending, I want them to do that. But if it's a hardship, and I mean, you have to understand that if you make that decision, then you're writing the green card case all by itself. Like that's all that you have, right? That's all you have keeping you here. Now that's enough to keep you here, right?
Yeah.
That's the paperwork you're going to walk around and say, yeah, yeah, I've got a pending green card case, right? But and lots of people do it, so it's just going to be, you're just going to have to be able to explain it. The one thing I would say too is when Trump came in office the first time, they tried to take the position that once you work without permission, that's when you're no longer in status.
Okay.
But they haven't tried that yet. And again, you're married to your spouse is a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you're going to be okay, G. But you can't ever do what you did and I get it because I was pushing you pretty hard, but you can't ever do that with an officer because you'll get denied for that, not for working.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Good luck, sweetheart.
I appreciate it.
You got it. Ooh. Oh man, this shit is hard. Rami is here. Hello, Rami.
Hi Jim, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I don't know if you remember me. I was here a couple days ago.
Yep.
Asking, yeah. So, I just wanted to ask about the police certificates one more
Okay.
time. So I was wondering if I needed to upload those prior to the interview appointment,
Sure.
like update them.
Sure.
Because it does say on the state website, or like on the State Department website, that it basically says please do not submit your new or updated police certificates to the NBC.
Then do what they say, man. Why are you asking me if it says that's what it says? I don't do these all day long. I don't, if that's what the website says, then follow what the website says.
Okay, so don't
All
upload
right.
them.
Uh-uh.
Okay, thank you so much.
See ya. All right, BT is here. Hello, BT. I changed your name on here. I changed your name to BT because it had your full name on there.
Oh,
Hello?
okay. Oh, hello.
Hi, go ahead.
Oh, I'm good. How are you? Oh, thank you for having me on the show, Jim, and thank you for the great job that you are doing for the people. I've been watching this show like for a month.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, so like I have two questions for you. I have a 2 years green card with condition. So my spouse, like he filed for me. So it is expiring like in 24 April. So like now the situation like now we are separated, me and him, you know. So
Hmm.
like oh the thing now the question that I have because we are not divorced yet, you know. We are thinking about divorce, we are thinking about this, maybe we'll fix things. So like the questions is like now I can remove condition by myself or we have to file together.
You already got your 2-year green card?
Yes, it is expiring 24 April. So they send me the letter that
Hmm.
oh I have to file within 90 days to remove the condition.
I gotcha. I want to ask a couple questions first, okay?
Yes.
When you married your husband, what was your status at that time?
Oh, I was like a J1.
Okay, so never out of status.
No, I was on a J1 visa.
So you've never been out of status.
No.
Okay. And when did you get the green card? So you got the green card 2 years ago. So April of 23.
Yes.
When did you and your husband start having problems?
Oh, like we have been like having problems like for so many times because we had two accidents when he was like fighting so bad. I called the police like twice. He went to jail like for 5 days. I have like a police report and all of those things. So like
Okay. So BT, hold on. I want
yes,
to use this. I want to use this as a teaching example for everyone on how to answer questions when you go to immigration. Okay.
yes, yes.
I asked you when did you and your spouse start having problems? And you started telling me about accidents and police reports. So,
Oh,
when did you and your spouse start having problems? Before you got your 2-year green card, or after you got your 2-year green card?
like it started like before I get my 2 years green card.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so, well, did somebody move out? Or are you guys still living together?
We decided like to separate like 5 months ago.
Okay. And so, did you move out, or did your spouse move out?
We are staying like on the apartment. Both of us we had to move out of the apartment. He moved like out of state. So me, I'm still living in Florida.
Wait. So the address where you were married, living when you got your green card, is anybody still living there?
No.
Okay. So when did you move out?
Oh, we terminate our lease like on September 21st,
Of 2023 or 2024?
2024.
So you lived together for a year and a half past the time you got your green card. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
Okay. And when you moved, did you update your address with USCIS?
No, I didn't update it yet, but I updated my address like at the post office.
Did you know that not updating your address with USCIS is a deportable offense?
Yes, like I know the thing, like for now, where I am living, I'm staying with a friend. I don't have like an address that I'll say like I'll put it like it is like permanent.
You've been living with this friend since September?
Yes.
So did you know that not updating your address within 10 days of moving is a deportable offense?
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, I didn't either. I mean, I did know, but I never was worried about it, but now I'm worried about it. Okay.
Yes.
So, because here's what's going to happen, brother. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to file your I-751, and
Yes.
on that, you're going to list some addresses, and it's not going to jive with you updating your addresses with USCIS, and then you're going to get in trouble.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, so update your address with USCIS.
Yes, I'll do
Okay.
it like now. Now, so like, the question that I have, like, it's like we are not divorced now. So like, we have to
Okay.
file together, or I can file like by myself because
Well, what's the plan with divorce?
the thing like because today you want divorce, tomorrow it doesn't want divorce, next day you want divorce. When I say I want divorce, it doesn't want. So like, I
Well,
don't
I don't
know.
care. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. So I don't really care what he wants. What do you want?
Or even me too, I'm not like 100% sure yet because like I feel like I want divorce. I want to finish like everything.
Um, okay, well, here's the dealio. So
Yes,
when you apply for a 751 to remove your conditions, generally, most of the time, it's filed by the whole couple, the two husbands, right? So
yes,
usually it's both partners sign the 751. So if you're not going to do that, and you can make the argument, hey, he was abusive. That's one argument. You can do that. Number two is that it was a real marriage. It was a real marriage that just didn't work out, right? But in order for you to make that work, at some point in the next year or so, you're going to need to be divorced. Does that
oh,
make
okay,
sense?
yes, it makes
So,
sense.
so, so, Jim, is it better for me to have the divorce on file when I file my 751? Yes, it's better. Jim, is it better for me to have my divorce finalized before I file my 751? We call these BT, we call these 751 solos. Yes, it's better if you do it before you file, but that's probably not going to happen. So
Yes,
at the very least, you need to file it by yourself. You need to get the divorce moving, and then what I would also do is try to get him to give you a statement. Like if I were you, I'd hire our firm or another firm to help you get your 751 on file, get a long statement from him about the relationship, how it all started, how great it was, how much you loved each other, and then how it went downhill. And
yes,
then try to get him to sign to give you that while you're getting the divorce done, and then you just go on your way.
Oh, okay. And like, because like when I spoke to him like last 3 weeks back, I asked him that because these people they send me a letter now to file for the thing. Do you want us to file together? He said yes. I want us to file together. So on that situation,
Well,
I'm not
again,
sure.
he's not in charge, and again, that's not best immigration policy. If you guys are living apart and aren't going to stay married, then I would not file it jointly. That would be a dumb idea. That's just going to cause more problems, especially considering the fact you haven't lived together for 5 months and you didn't tell USCIS, where it seems like you're trying to sneak something past them by pretending you're still married when you live apart. So I
Oh,
would
okay.
not do that.
Okay.
All right, good luck, BT. See you, buddy.
Okay. Thank you.
Carol, my friend Carol asks, what are the chances of having an interview for an I-751 solo? I think they just went up a lot. I think that you're going to see more of those, Carol, more of those for sure. I think I know who that is. Anyway, I'm glad everyone's using different names. I have a little bit of an announcement. My buddy Yassine reminded me. So let me go ahead and share this with you all because you all deserve some of the credit, a lot of the credit for this. Late on Friday night, we went over 100,000 subscribers on the show. I was at the airport. My flight was delayed. Where was I? I was in Detroit, waiting to come back to St. Louis. And Nor calls me and says, Dad, we're getting close. We're getting close. So I was waiting to get on the plane and I kept refreshing. So I took a picture at 999,999 and then at 100,000. So that was pretty exciting. Thank you all for watching and supporting the show and spreading the word. So please continue to spread the word. All Nor cares about is that dumb plaque. She's checking my email to find out where apparently I'm getting a silver play button. Yes. So that's all Nor cares about. But Maho says that Maho said my marketing chief, Maria Jose, she says that now YouTube will promote our videos more to more people. So it's exciting. It's fun stuff. And as I put on LinkedIn, I'm an overnight success. It only took 12 years. So I posted my first video in 2013. 2013 was our first video. And it took us a long time, but here we are. All right, let's go to Francis. Hello.
Francis, how are you, Jim? Can you hear me?
Hi, Francis. I'm good, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, go ahead.
Good. A couple of questions. I'm asking for a friend. He entered without inspection about 25 years ago or 30 years ago, and finally got green card to employment.
That's
We
that's pretty good.
trying to figure out what the situation going on now. Yes, finally. So traveling with the green card at this point with the um, enter without inspection, how risky?
How long has he had his green
I
card?
also I'm torn about well, actually, they just mailed it.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling everybody, Francis, right now that unless you're a U.S. citizen or feel completely comfortable with your green card, I wouldn't go for 6 months. I would wait to see what happens. I think we lost Francis. The connection was bad or something. I'm not sure. All right. Oh, there's our friend Hina. Just Hey. Oh no, Just Hey. Didn't we have somebody who was mad about Just Hey, or didn't Just Hey? Wasn't that a person the other day? TJ. Hello, TJ.
Hi, Jim.
How you
Thank you
doing?
so much for all that you do on this show. I just wanted to, start by saying that it's been really insightful.
For sure.
Yeah, I just got a couple questions. So I have a conditional green card, and I filed my I-751, but it's been over 2 years now. It's still pending,
Mm,
and I've been eligible for the naturalization
yep.
for a while now, actually. So I was thinking to go ahead and apply for the N400, but the issue is one of my wife mistakenly filed one of her tax returns as a single, like our filing status was it said single instead of married filing separately.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I wanted to ask, is this something I can proceed with and like explain at my interview that it was an honest mistake, considering that she itemized for that year and didn't take the standard deduction. So it's not going to affect the figures, or should she amend first before I proceed with the application?
When we are presented with a situation like this in the office, we always tell people to go ahead and file the amended tax returns and then file for naturalization.
I see. All right. And then the next question would be, how about if she owes taxes from like a previous year? Would that affect my own application?
Before you're married?
Say again?
From before you were married?
Not before I was married, from during when we were married, yeah.
Well, was it a joint tax or was it a solo tax?
It was solo. He was married, filing separate.
So, okay, so, and this is a different year than the year we were just talking about, or it's the same year?
It's different from that year.
So it sounds like your wife needs to clean up her taxes. You and your wife need to clean up your taxes.
Sounds good.
That's
All
what I
right.
would do.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. But my last question would be, we also recently moved from California to New York. And in between that time, there was like a time where we were staying in Airbnbs and all of that. So we didn't think to like update that for the change of address. So I just wanted to find out like, yeah, like how to go about that, because there was a gap period of about 3 to 4 months. But then we stayed in different places, right? Some were like 2 days, some were like a week.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that so much.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye, TJ. Laura's reminding me of my old phrase, no old shit, which reminds me, today is the 80th, would have been the 80th birthday of my mother-in-law, my second favorite immigrant of all time, Nargis Ragab. She would have been 80 today. She passed away 2 years ago on January 21st. So please say a prayer for Nargis Ragab if you're of a praying sort. We miss her very much. Tracy, we're going to try to do lives every day, or at least Monday through Thursday every day. So tomorrow's show will be at 6 p.m. Central. 6 p.m. Central. Big ups, Donna. Big ups, big ups, big ups. And when it comes to the 751, the reason I said no old shit was because when my mother-in-law was about 75, we took her to Best Buy and we were going to get her a phone. And she thought that Nora was trying to take her new phone and stick her with Nora's old phone. And my beloved Tata said, no old shit. So when it comes to 751s, that's what we say. No old shit. Don't give them old evidence that they had before. Only give them new evidence. All right. Blatty is here. Hello, Blatty.
Hey, G.
How you doing, man?
Good. I see you're in Minnesota.
I am.
I'm
Just for
in
tonight.
Minnesota, actually. How
Are
you
you?
seeing the
Yeah.
snow?
Oh, the snow's not bad. It's just like an inch or two this morning. I walked over here to the gym in the morning, and it wasn't bad. But my team tells me it's 70 in St. Louis, so I'm sort of missing
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, no, I'm good, Jim. I was on the live the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I know at the end you told me you lost someone. Sorry about your loss.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I have two questions for friend A and friend B. That's how I'm gonna
Oh,
put it. Friend
perfect.
A is
Friend
the
A.
male, and so he actually filed for his asylum back in 2016 with a lawyer. And
Okay.
after that, he's just been renewing his work permit, by himself on its own because he knew how to. So fast forward
Mm-hmm.
2023, he was charged with a fourth degree DUI, which is funny because I don't know, he contacted some lawyers right now that say he wasn't supposed to get charged because what happened was he wasn't driving, he was packed, but the only thing was he was packed in front of a buddy's house, sleeping in the car, and the car was on during winter time, so there was no
Mm-hmm.
way for them to kind of maybe fight it for him. So, but he said some lawyer told him that for him to renew because he's about to renew his work permit right now. So they said for him to renew the work permit, he might need a lawyer to do that for him or something. So I
It's a
just wanted to
very,
ask if
it's,
that's true or not.
you didn't say it was his fourth DUI. You said it was his first DUI, right?
No, I said fourth degree, like
Fourth degree.
Yeah, fourth degree DWI.
Yeah,
Right,
no.
that's right. Yeah.
I think he should be okay applying for his EAD. I think he'll be okay.
Okay, because I know he was just telling me because he seen something online where they said if you were arrested, say yes,
Yeah.
and if just sent in some paperwork from the court or something. So I don't know if he should do that.
Yeah, if I were him, I mean, that lawyer who filed his asylum case is still his lawyer. He should ask that attorney what he wants him to do because they'll probably know the rules in the state anyway. I would have him ask that attorney.
Okay, I mean I don't even I don't know if he has contact with that attorney no anymore, but yeah, I'll tell him
Well,
to.
he should because that attorney, that's where they might send it to his attorney if he gets a notice or something. So he should stay in contact with that attorney.
Okay. And then my second question is, friend B, it's a female. She filed for her mom I-30 back in November 2023, and it's been in a delay process. She submitted every documents, both mom and her, but they haven't scheduled any interview date yet for them. And she was just
Where
asking if there's anything she can do.
where will the interview be?
Pretty much her. I think the mom is in Cameroon, so it's gonna
Hmm.
be. She's gonna have to go to the embassy in Cameroon.
How long has the I-130 been on file?
She said she filed early November 2023.
And USCIS hasn't approved the I-130.
They haven't. Yeah, she said she contacted them, and what they told her was they're still processing it. So
That should be,
she.
I would say that's going to be done pretty soon, and then she'll get sent to the National Visa Center. We're seeing 14 months on overseas I-130s, 14, 15 months. So she's probably going to get an approval notice pretty soon.
Okay. All right, Jim. Thank you so much.
Hi, Vladdy. See you, buddy. All right, let's go to Kalyan. Oh, Kalyani's gone. Let's go to Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for giving me advice about going back to Egypt to do H1B interview.
Okay.
Because what you warned me about already happened when you told me there will be administrative processing.
Yeah.
So I listened to your advice and waited till I got my advanced parole approved from I-485.
Good.
But my question here is, I left 2 days after I-131 approval, and I have not waited till I have the advanced parole in hand. So I asked a family member to ship it to me,
That was dumb.
and it's in my hand
Oh, good.
right now.
Good.
So my question here is, the document was produced 1 day after I traveled.
One day after you traveled.
Yes, after I traveled. Yes, 1 day after I traveled.
Got it.
But then the
Okay.
advanced parole.
What was the wait, hold on, Habibi. What was the big hurry to get back to Egypt so fast?
Well, so I had to travel quickly because I had H1B interview.
Okay.
So because of that, the document was produced 1 day after I traveled.
Yeah.
But the advanced parole issue date is 1 day before I traveled.
I
So with
gotcha.
that,
So in other
with
words, it's approved on Wednesday, it's printed on Thursday, and it was sent out on Friday.
yes, so I traveled before it was sent out.
Yep, I got it.
But
Oh,
after
you
I went,
traveled. Right, then it got sent. Okay, yeah.
so so traveling after I-131 approval, is that will I be fine for not abandoning I-485?
We'll see when you come back. Get your butt back here.
But then now it's been like 2 months of waiting for administrative processing. So I don't know how long this administrative processing will take. I don't know about the Cairo embassy procedure, but can
Why
they
is it
take?
so? If you have a green card case pending, why is it so important for you to have your stamp? I don't understand.
Well, I wanted to have like a backup just in case things went wrong with I-485. I have already I-140 approved, but I'm just
Yeah, but you didn't need a visa stamp for that to be a backup.
Well, that's what I thought, but
But that was wrong.
so will that be an issue? Like if I try to re-enter through a port of entry using advanced parole, will that administrative processing will be an issue for re-enter the US?
Jim, I have done things backwards. I did not wait to get my advanced parole in the mail. I left before it was issued. Jim, I went back to try to get my H-1B stamp. It's stuck in administrative processing, and it still is stuck in administrative processing. Now I'm going to try to get on a plane and come to the United States. What do you think is going to happen? Right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. You're doing things that aren't smart. That wasn't smart to go get your stamp. You didn't need the stamp. There was no reason to get the stamp. You have a freaking pending green card case. There's
But
no reason to get.
but I will like abandon H1B completely if I re-entered with advanced parole. Is that correct?
Well, why did you? You're skipping the big question, which is why did you leave the United States? There was no reason to leave. You could be in the United States in H-1B status with an expired stamp in your passport.
Well,
There was no
because
reason to leave.
visa bulletin is not moving at all. Like I decide like to live my life because visa bulletin is not moving. That's all.
Okay. Well, my brother, this uncertainty that you're feeling, that's the cost of living your life. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to play Money that recording meant from Egypt, wanting to live his life, not listening to the immigration lawyers at all, just doing whatever he wants. Thank you, Hina. Thank you, Hina. We all miss Shabazz, eh? See how much Zen I've incorporated into my life since Shabazz. Like we're close to the end of the show. I'm under a little bit of pressure with old Trumpy. Hey, you know what's coming up? Ramadan's coming up. Ramadan's coming up. I'm excited. Should be all of March, and it should calm my butt down. And you know what happens in Ramadan? Usually we try to do a show every day in Ramadan. What the heck? I guess we're gonna have to do it. We did it last year. I can't think of a better way to spend an hour fasting than hanging with you guys. But when I cuss, some people say I break my fast. What the heck? AD is here. Hello, AD.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. First of all, want to thank you for everything that you're doing for the community.
Of course.
It's huge.
Sure.
You know, just discovered you over the last I'd say a couple of weeks, and it's been awesome. So
Nice.
I am one
Thanks.
of the subscribers. So
I appreciate it.
awesome. So I'm a Canadian married to a U.S. citizen. We've been married for over 2 years. I came in on a B1 visa. And have done the AOS or adjustment of status concurrent filing. And that was done at the end of December. Completed biometrics. Actually, just got a notification that I'm going to receive my I-765. So that's kind of the level setting there. Through the process, I've learned that I have incorrectly filled out my I-485.
Okay.
Basically, is that public charge question.
Oh, that's okay. Listen. There's 6 months. There's 6 months. There's 6 months of this show of me yelling at people and telling them the wrong way to fill out that form. It actually took longtime viewers to beat me over the head and convince me that I was giving people bad information. So that's that rule and that box is often mistakenly filled out wrong.
So I guess the question is it do I update it in the portal, like, or do I wait for the interview, or do I wait for a request for evidence? What's the
Yeah,
recommendation there?
I would so I have a video called Errata Sheet, ERRATA. If you look on the channel for it,
Okay.
it'll tell you how to do it. But yeah, I would type out that question, type out the correct answer, and then send it to them.
Okay, got it. So on the portal, I've thank you very much for that. So
Sure.
on the portal, I've noticed so like all my stuff, not everything that I sent is uploaded on the portal. Mainly actually the photos. So I sent like over like 100 photos. The thing is, the way I sent the photos was just like just photos. I went to CVS, printed out the photos, and then kind of put it in the box. But it's not uploaded. So I don't know if it's one of those things that they haven't, I guess, scanned it and put it in, or have they discarded it? It's just one of those administrative things that I'm kind of
I
concerned
would
about.
I have another video on how to present your photos to USCIS. So maybe check that photo out or video out. But basically, I'd get a Google Doc. I
Yeah,
would take all those pictures that you got at CVS, like the digital versions,
yeah,
put two on a page with a description underneath of each one, and I would upload all that stuff.
yeah. Okay, so and it's okay to upload stuff after the fact.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I guess the last thing is, what was it? Oh yeah, so I came in on a B1 visa.
And is that because you weren't born in Canada? Do you have a citizenship from another country?
No, born in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, born in Canada. We got married like 2 years ago, so I've been going back and forth from Canada to US, mainly like residing here in the US, but been going back and forth to see family. I also have work up there as well in Canada.
Okay.
Now that I've applied, I'm here in the US. I'm staying here, not leaving. Um, I just want to get a sense of, I guess, that question that might come up in the interview process, about like, okay, you came in with the B1 visa, which is B1, B2 visa, single purpose visa, but I got married 2 years ago, and then I applied 60 days after I had come in. So I came in October and then applied in December.
More
I
than
guess
60 days or less than 60 days?
I think I came in on October, let's call it like, say, somewhere in October 20th, and I applied on the 27th type deal
Of December?
of December. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be prepared to explain at your
Yeah.
interview
Yeah.
why you changed your mind and decided to apply on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this was 2024.
Yeah. This is like, yeah, a couple of months ago. Yeah.
So to me, I think that you entered in October. Well, there's something really big that happened when it comes to immigration between when you entered and when you applied, and I can tell by your giggle that you know what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, that's the silver bullet, perfect answer. Well, I was worried that crazy note was going to not let Canadians in anymore, so we decided to just go ahead and file it right now, or to file it right now,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Okay.
drop the mic. And then drop the mic.
And is that like a good enough answer, or
I think
what
it's I think it's true. It's
well, it's
true, and I mean,
absolutely true.
whatever the truth is
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely true. So, okay, that's good to know. I
Peace,
appreciate.
peace, brother.
Yeah, thanks. Take care.
You got it. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. If you want to leave us a review, go to reviewhackinglaw.com. We'd appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the evening, 6 p.m. Central. That'll be episode 755. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. It makes us happy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.